Welcome to the Reality Revolution. Today's episode is a journey, a voyage into the depths of one of the most profound and enigmatic ideas uttered in the Bible. Be still and know that I am God. This phrase, a cosmic whisper from Psalm 46:10, invites us into a realm of contemplation, a space where the mind dances with the infinite and the heart communes with the eternal. I'm talking about stillness and silence, perhaps the most important elements to your spiritual expansion and awakening. The world is perpetually in motion. It's a cacophony of sound and fury where your life is a relentless pursuit of doing, achieving, moving, and acquiring. In this whirlwind of existence, the call to be still emerges not just as an invitation, but as a necessary respite for your weary soul. The art of stillness is not a passive act. It is an active engagement with the deepest part of your being. It is in stillness that your mind quiets, and the inner noise of thoughts, judgments, and fears subside, giving way to a profound silence. But what is this silence? When Neville Goddard tells us, "Let us go into the silence," what does he mean? It is not an absence, but a presence, a fertile ground where the seeds of understanding and realization are sown. In this stillness, knowing transforms. It's not about intellectual knowing, laden with concepts and theories. This is a knowing beyond words, beyond thoughts. It's an experiential knowing, a visceral understanding that we are in essence more than our material existence, more than our thoughts and emotions. It's an awakening to a consciousness that is vast, boundless, and intimately connected to the universe's very fabric. Be still and know that I am God. In these words lies an invitation to explore the divine mystery within you. The key element to this phrase is to know that I am God, to ponder your own nature, to become aware, not of God, that you are God. It suggests that within you is this spark of the divine, a fragment of the infinite that seeks to know itself, to experience itself in this moment. In the moment of stillness, there's a dissolution of the ego, the I, that you so fiercely protect and project. This ego, a construct of your experiences and beliefs and perceptions, often becomes a barrier to experiencing your true divine nature. In its stillness, the ego's hold weakens and you encounter the I am presence, a state of being that is pure, unadulterated, and divinely connected. This realization is transformative. It's not just about finding peace or escape. It's about rediscovering your place in the universe. It's about recognizing that you are not mere spectators in the cosmic dance, but an active participant endowed with the power to shape your reality, to connect with others and the world in a way that is profound and meaningful. As you embark on a journey of stillness, you find that it offers not just insight, but empowerment. It reveals that your thoughts, emotions, and beliefs shape your reality. This understanding brings with it a responsibility to choose your thoughts and beliefs consciously, to cultivate a mindset that aligns with your true nature, and to act in ways that reflect your deepest understanding of who you are. In the stillness, you find a wellspring of creativity and inspiration. The quieting of the mind opens up a space for new ideas, insights, and visions to emerge. It's as if in the silence, the whispers of the universe are heard, guiding you, inspiring you, and showing you possibilities you never dared to imagine. But how do we integrate this stillness into our lives? It begins with a simple act, a pause, a conscious decision to disengage from the ceaseless activity and noise that surrounds you. It's about finding moments in your day to be still, to breathe, to be present, whether it's through meditation, a walk in nature, or simply sitting quietly and observing your breath. These moments of stillness are like portals to a deeper understanding of your godhood. And as you cultivate this practice, you begin to see changes, not just how you feel, but in how you interact with the world. Your relationships deepen, your work becomes more meaningful, and your life takes on a richness that comes from being deeply rooted in the present moment. Be still and know that I am God is more than just a biblical phrase. It is a pathway to a richer, more aware, and more connected life. It's an invitation to explore the depths of your being, to discover the divine within, and to live from a place of deep understanding and connection. Let us embrace this stillness. Let us seek the silence, and in that space, let us find ourselves, our true selves, in all our infinite potential and divine glory. How do we do this? In a world brimming with incessant noise, unending distractions, and relentless pressures, the ancient wisdom of this phrase beckons us to a different experience. These words emerge from the depths of spiritual traditions and offer a gateway to a transformative journey that leads back to the essence of your being. At its core, it's not about withdrawing from the world, but about rediscovering your place in it. It's about finding a center of calm and clarity amid the chaos, a sanctuary of peace that you carry with you wherever you go. The call to be still is not merely a call to physical quietude. It's an invitation to a deeper, more profound state of awareness. It's a call to quiet the mind, to let go of the incessant chatter, and to awaken to the presence that is always there, always waiting to be recognized. Have you felt it? Have you become aware of your godhood? This episode is rooted in the soil of those words, exploring the implications of not just the biblical command, but the idea of silence and stillness. It is about the power of stillness and silence to transform your life. In the stillness, you find not just peace, but insight, not just calm, but clarity. You discover that in the quiet of your inner being lies this untapped strength, a profound wisdom, and a boundless love. As you learn to be still, as you learn to know the divine presence within, you find that this knowing transforms you. It awakens you to your true nature, to the reality that you are, at your core, God. I know that sounds shocking, but you are an expression of something far greater than you think, far more wondrous than you could ever fully comprehend. You don't have to take my word for it. You can actually know this, as the phrase says, be still and know that I am God. It says it right there. Discussions of the power of stillness and silence are riddled throughout history. Thomas Merton, a Trappist monk and writer known for his works on spirituality, wrote extensively about the concept of silence and contemplation in connection with understanding God. He famously said, "The rush and pressure of modern life are a form, perhaps the most common form, of its innate violence. To allow oneself to be carried away by a multitude of conflicting concerns, to surrender to too many demands, to commit oneself to too many projects, to want to help everyone and everything is to succumb to violence. The frenzy of your activism neutralizes your work for peace. It destroys your own inner capacity for peace. It destroys the fruitfulness of your own work because it kills the root of inner wisdom, which makes work fruitful." Blaise Pascal, a French mathematician, physicist, inventor, writer, and Catholic theologian, touched upon the importance of inner stillness in his work, Pensées. He famously stated, "All of humanity's problems stem from man's inability to sit quietly in a room alone." C.S. Lewis, a British writer and lay theologian, often discussed the concept of knowing God through stillness and reflection. In his book, Mere Christianity, he writes, "We may ignore, but we can nowhere evade the presence of God. The world is crowded with him. He walks everywhere incognito." The poet Rumi said, "Silence is the language of God, all else is poor translation." Lao Tzu said, "Silence is a source of great strength." Mother Teresa said, "We need to find God, and he cannot be found in noise and restlessness. God is the friend of silence." See how nature, trees, flowers, grass grows in silence. See the stars, the moon, and the sun. They move in silence. We need silence to be able to touch souls. Franz Kafka, the influential 20th century novelist and short story writer, observed, "You do not need to leave your room. Remain sitting at your table and listen. Do not even listen, simply wait. Be quiet, still, and solitary. The world will freely offer itself to you to be unmasked. It has no choice. It will roll in ecstasy at your feet." Of course, Eckhart Tolle, we all know him from his book, The Power of Now, writes, "Stillness is where creativity and solutions to problems are found." Henry David Thoreau said, "I never found a companion that was so companionable as solitude." The Dalai Lama said, "Silence is sometimes the best answer," and Gandhi wrote, "In the attitude of silence, the soul finds the path in a clearer light, and what is elusive and deceptive resolves itself into crystal clearness." It's easier said than done to read these quotes, to understand the idea that we need to be still and quiet, but it is much harder to do. If you're like me, sitting in silence can be very difficult. Just sit there and listen to the drone, the hum of the world. You fidget. You move your finger. You adjust in your chair. Even the silences in this episode may seem uncomfortable to you. Can you sit still and simply not move your body? Try it. Sit for a minute without moving any part of your body. Maybe you can blink or breathe. But simply get to a place where you're so silent and still, it's very difficult. I have found that the very first step in manifestation should be a practice of stillness. If I was to tell you the first thing that you need to do to manifest your reality, it's not to sit and visualize, to do some exercise. It's not even necessarily to meditate. Can you sit in a chair for 30 minutes and not move? Can you do that? I'm not saying not to think. The monkey mind will go crazy. Can you sit at first and simply not move? My question to you is, when is the last time you sat in stillness, not silence, but in simple stillness, and you did not move? The number would be shockingly low, especially in our modern society in which social media and the iPhone and constant barrage of information all around us and video games make it so it's very hard to sit still. There's so much for us to do, but within this constant movement is a loneliness, is a sadness. Stillness is often overlooked in our fast-paced world. It's a state of being quiet and calm and motionless. But it is much more than the mere absence of physical movement. In the realm of spiritual practices, stillness transcends the physical dimension, delving into the quieting of the mind and the soul. It's a conscious pause, a deliberate cessation of the constant chatter of the mind and the hustle of daily life. In spiritual traditions, stillness is revered as the gateway to the divine, a space where one can connect with the deeper aspects of being. It is in the stillness that the noise of the external world fades, allowing the subtle whispers of your inner world to emerge. This act of turning inward is not merely about finding peace or escaping the tumult of life. It is about reconnecting with your true self, with the reality that is beyond the constant stream of thought and emotion that usually occupies your mind. Throughout history, various cultures and religions have recognized the power of stillness. In Buddhism, stillness is a fundamental part of meditation and mindfulness, seen as a path to enlightenment. Hinduism, with its deep meditative traditions, views stillness as a means to attain moksha, or liberation. In Christianity, contemplative prayer and moments of silence are embraced as ways to deepen one's relationship with God. The ancient philosophers also held stillness in high regard. For instance, the Stoics saw stillness as a way to achieve mental clarity and resilience. In Taoism, stillness is considered the essence of the Tao, the fundamental principle that is both a source of peace and a path to understanding the natural order of the world. These varied perspectives underscore a common understanding. Stillness is not merely a practice, but a profound experience, a state of being that transcends cultural and temporal boundaries, offering a universal path to wisdom and inner peace. In recent years, the scientific community has begun to acknowledge and study the benefits of stillness. Research in psychology and neuroscience has shown that practices involving stillness, such as meditation and mindfulness, can have significant positive effects on mental health. And these practices are linked to reduced levels of stress and anxiety, improved concentration, and enhanced emotional well-being. From a physical standpoint, stillness and related practices can lower blood pressure, reduce the symptoms of stress-related disorders, and improve sleep quality. These benefits are not just momentary, but can lead to long-term improvements in overall health and well-being. Stillness opens a doorway to a deeper understanding of yourself and the universe. It allows individuals to step away from the continuous flow of external stimuli and enter a space where personal insights, creativity, and a sense of connection with something greater than yourself can flourish. The power of stillness is multifaceted, offering profound benefits that encompass your mental, physical, and spiritual life. It is a timeless practice, revered across cultures and ages, and now increasingly validated by scientific research. Silence, which is a little bit different than stillness, but also I'm covering here, is perceived as the mere absence of sound, but holds a deeper, more profound significance in many religious and spiritual traditions. I'm saying that the focus of this is on stillness, but silence is always a part. You can sit in stillness and the whole world can be very, very loud. You're still in silence. It's not about what the noises of the outside world, but your own inner environment. But at the same time, through suggestions from Dr. Joe Dispenza, I started doing my practice of stillness in silence. I would wear earplugs, or I would wear AirPods that allowed for a deeper silence while I meditated, not turning any sound on at all. This had a calming effect on my body. It helped to reduce my heart rate, my blood pressure, and it decreases stress hormones. Let me explain what happens to me when I do this. I sit here in silence, and I'm enveloped by this profound stillness that seems to extend beyond the confines of this room where I'm sitting. Something in me begins to shift. The usual cacophony of thoughts and worries that occupy my mind starts to fade away, like a mist dissolving under the morning sun. In this moment of quiet, a realization, both startling and serene, always begins to dawn upon me. I am more than this body, more than the sum of my experiences and memories. There's a part of me that feels ageless, boundless, connected to something far greater than the tangible world around me. It's as if the layers of my identity are peeling back, revealing a core essence that is pure and luminous. As I delve deeper into this stillness, I feel a profound sense of oneness with everything. The boundaries between myself and the universe begin to blur. I'm no longer a mere observer of life. I'm an integral part of it, inseparable from the infinite tapestry of existence. In this sacred silence and stillness, I'm not just in the presence of the divine. I am the divine. This realization is so humbling and empowering. I'm not just a drop in the ocean, but I am the ocean in a drop. And every breath I take, every beat of my heart echoes the rhythm of creation. The same force that moves the stars and paints the skies is alive within me. In this moment of clarity, I understand that the divine is not an external entity, but an intrinsic part of my being. I am God. Not in a grandiose or egotistical sense, but in the profound understanding that the divine essence is at the core of my being, that all around me is God. I am a manifestation of the universe experiencing itself, a unique expression of the infinite. This is not a thought or a belief, but a deep, unshakable knowing. Be still and know that I am God. This unshakable knowing emanates from the very center of my being. It transcends language and logic, existing in a realm where words are inadequate. As I sit in the stillness, embracing this newfound understanding, I feel a profound sense of peace and love. I am filled with a compassion that extends far beyond myself, touching everything and everyone. I see the world with new eyes, understanding that each person I encounter is also an expression of the divine, a fellow traveler on this incredible journey of life. This realization is not the end, but the beginning of a new way of living and being. And I carry this knowledge with me as I step back into the flow of life, knowing that the stillness and silence are always there, a sanctuary where I can reconnect with my truest self, the God within me. And I want this for you. One thing that you'll never get from my meditations, because there's always sound involved, is an understanding or feeling of this silence. You must spend time in total silence and in total stillness to truly experience this. But there are some different techniques to begin this process, because as I've found, when I tell somebody, just be still for 10 minutes, it doesn't work. So schedule quiet time for yourself. Go for a silent nature walk without any headphones. Eat in silence. Focus entirely on the experience of eating without any talking. There are silent retreats that you can go on where you participate in an organized silent retreat. It's a structured environment for deepening the practice of silence. Take a technology break. Allocate periods where all electronic devices are turned off, maybe even for an hour. Create a space free from this digital noise. If you have difficulty in sitting in silence and stillness, use mindful breathing as a tool. Focus on the breath. Just focus on your breath. It helps the process of stillness to begin by quieting the mind and easing the body into a state of relaxation. When it comes to actual meditation techniques, there are myriad forms that offer a rich diversity of experiences, and each technique, while rooted in the principle of silence, opens unique pathways to inner tranquility and understanding. You can try Zazen or Zen meditation. Zazen is the practice of seated meditation. It emphasizes just sitting in a posture that promotes alertness and relaxation. Focuses on observing the breath and the thoughts as they arise and pass without attachment, cultivating a deep sense of presence and awareness. Vipassana, this ancient Indian practice meaning to see things as they really are, is a form of insight meditation. It involves close attention to physical sensations and mental phenomena, observing them with a calm detachment to understand the nature of the existence and the self. Heart rhythm meditation, or HRM, focuses on the heart and the breath. HRM involves synchronizing the heartbeat with breathing to create a harmonious rhythm, and this form of meditation enhances emotional clarity and deepens the connection between the heart and the mind. In the stillness of meditation, we are given the opportunity to observe our thoughts and feelings from a place of detachment. This perspective allows us to recognize the transient nature of our mental and emotional states, leading to a deeper understanding of the self and a heightened sense of compassion and empathy towards others. Moreover, it can be a conduit to experiencing moments of transcendence, where the sense of individual identity dissolves and one feels a profound union with the universe. This concept of stillness and silence isn't just in this one phrase in the Bible, to be still and know that I am God, in Psalms. In Exodus 14:14, the Lord will fight for you. You need only to be still. Or Psalm 37:7, be still before the Lord and wait patiently for him. Or Isaiah 30:15, in quietness and trust is your strength. In each of these passages, we find a deep-seated wisdom about the power of stillness and silence, particularly in our realization of God. The journey into stillness and silence is often marked by profound realizations and awakenings that can reshape your understanding of yourself and the world. One common realization is the realization of inner peace that exists independently of external circumstances. Many find that beneath the layers of daily stress and worry lies a calm, unshakable center. This discovery fundamentally alters your approach to life, leading to a more serene and balanced existence. Another frequent awakening is the recognition of your interconnectedness with all life. In the quietude of silence and stillness, the boundaries between self and other self will blur, fostering a profound sense of empathy and compassion. Case studies and personal testimonies offer powerful insight into the transformative impact of stillness and silence. For instance, I have a friend, a high-powered executive, who turned to meditation to manage stress. Over time, she found that her practice of stillness alleviated stress and also led to a deeper questioning of her life's directions, and it prompted her into a career change. Another case is my friend David, who began practicing silent retreats as a way to deepen his spiritual life, and through these retreats he experienced these huge awakenings regarding his personal relationships and his habit patterns, leading to huge changes in how he interacted with loved ones and approached his daily life. The one wonderful thing that I want you to experience is the ineffable. It's often characterized as a sense of overwhelming awe, a deep connection to the universe, a profound realization of your true nature. There's no way I can put it into language, because language limits what is experienced. So I encourage you to embrace the silence beyond words, to seek experiences that lie beyond the reach of language. Allow yourself to be comfortable with the mystery, to find joy in the unexplainable. Trust that some of the deepest truths of your experience may never be fully articulated, and that is perfectly okay. Engage with your spiritual practices, not just as a means to gain insight, to manifest, or to express, but as a pathway to experiences to be lived. Let these experiences shape and transform you in ways that words cannot describe. Remember, the true essence of your journey is not in the telling, but in the living. As you encounter moments of beauty and profound depth, allow them to be as they are, unfiltered and unexpressed. These experiences are your personal encounters with the divine, your innermost self. In the end, the stillness, the silence beyond words, the ineffable, is not a void, but a space filled with the richness of genuine spiritual insight. It is in this space that you will find love, the most profound growth, understanding, and connection. So embrace the ineffable. Revel in the unexpressible and let your journey unfold in the beautiful silence beyond words. So let's just take a moment for a short meditation to begin your journey into stillness. Find a comfortable and quiet space where you won't be disturbed. Sit in a relaxed position, either on a chair with your feet flat on the ground or on a cushion with your legs crossed. Gently close your eyes and take a few deep breaths to signal to your body that it's time to slow down. As you settle into this moment, allow yourself to acknowledge the gift of time and space you've given yourself for this meditation. Remember, there's nowhere else to be, nothing that you need to do. You are here to experience the beauty of stillness. Begin to focus on your breath. Notice the sensation of the air as it enters through your nostrils and fills your lungs and leaves your body. Feel the rise and fall of your chest with each breath. Allow your breathing to become slow and steady and gentle. With each exhale, imagine releasing any tension or stress you may be holding. Bring your attention to your body. Start at the top of your head and gradually move down to your toes, noticing any areas of tension, any areas where you are moving unconsciously. As you focus on each part of your body, imagine breathing into that space. And as you exhale, let go of any tightness or discomfort. Allow a sense of relaxation to wash over you. And as you continue to breathe deeply, observe your thoughts. Imagine them as clouds passing in the sky, coming and going. There's no need to hold on to them or push them away. Just let them drift on by. If your mind wanders, just bring your focus back to your breath. This is the practice of stillness, being present with what is, without judgment or distraction. Now, in this space of calm and relaxation, allow yourself to embrace stillness. Imagine a deep, tranquil lake within you, its surface smooth and undisturbed. Each breath takes you closer to this inner stillness. Feel the quiet energy of this space. It's peaceful, grounding, and rejuvenating. Spend a few minutes in this silent, still reflection. If your mind wanders, gently return to the image of the tranquil lake or the sensation of your breath. Allow yourself to be enveloped in the stillness, feeling its profound peace and serenity. If you find yourself fidgeting or moving, it's fine. Become aware of it, focus on it, and relax. Spend the next few minutes in stillness and in silence. As we come to a close, take a moment to thank yourself for this practice. You've accomplished something amazing. 2 minutes of silence and stillness is a big accomplishment. Gently wiggle your fingers and toes, bringing awareness back to your body, and slowly open your eyes when you feel ready. I suggest that when this episode is over, that you spend some time with no sound, just sitting there in peace and stillness. Let me know what you feel after you go through this process. Put it in the comments. Confirm with me, right in the comments, in the silence I find clarity and peace. It is my great hope that you find this powerful, wonderful presence within you, that you awaken to it and that you experience it, even for a second. Because all you have to do is simply be still and know that I am God. You can find all episodes of The Reality Revolution at therealityrevolution.com. And welcome to The Reality Revolution.